I believe that everybody has a story, and I'm fascinated to hear them. So come with me as we take a walk down Fascination Street.
You know that 3 o'clock energy lag that everybody feels? Where normally you're reaching for a Coca-Cola or a Starbucks? Well, now you don't have to. Forget everything that you think you know about inhalation, and imagine a world where inhaled products are designed for health and wellness. Imagine inhaled products engineered to be free of toxins and instead provide a functional benefit with every breath. Well, that world is now. Introducing electronic caffeine from the good folks at Inhale Health. Inhalation allows caffeine to be absorbed instantaneously, providing faster effects than possible through beverages or pills. Instead of rushing to your favorite soft drink or Starbucks for a dump truck full of calories, now you can just reach into your pocket and pull out your disposable caffeine vape pen. Each 3-second inhalation introduces 16 micrograms of caffeine directly into your bloodstream. So finally, that midday burst of energy you're looking for is just a breath away. Each vape pen comes preloaded with 400 breaths, which is roughly a 1-month supply, and is already charged. You don't need to refill it. You don't need to recharge it. When you're done, simply throw it in the recycle bin and order another one. I love this product so much that I actually reached out to the company and asked them to sponsor my show. And they agreed. So here's what they're going to do. Every one of my listeners who goes to inhalehealth.com and orders any of their 7 different vape pen products is going to get a 10% discount plus free shipping when you put in the promo code FSP as in Fascination Street Podcast. So there it is, guys. That's inhalehealth.com, 10% off any of their 7 products, free shipping. Promo code FSP. So give it a shot. You'll be glad you did. Hi, everybody. This is Steve Owens from Fascination Street Podcast. I really appreciate your listening to the show. I'm having a lot of fun getting to talk to some really fascinating people, and I want to continue doing this, but I need your help. I need you to subscribe and tell people about the show. But the biggest thing you can do to help me is to rate and review the show on iTunes or wherever you listen through. As a special thank you, anyone who rates and or reviews the show, send me a screenshot as proof and I will mail you a set of 3 pair of silk cufflinks courtesy of my friends at Menlo House. You can send it via Twitter to @FascinationSTPD, via Instagram to FascinationStreetPod, or email me at FascinationStreetPod@gmail.com. I really appreciate all of you for listening and for helping. Thank you so much. Now let's get to this week's guest. Welcome back, guys. This episode is with San Antonio-based comedian A.J. Garces. In this episode, we talk about A.J. being in a pop band called My Cardboard Rocket. We talk about what made him decide to become a comedian and how that's going for him. We talk about his new website, Zero and Sidekick.com, as well as his podcast, The Anime Boys, which is all about anime culture. Enjoy, guys. This is A.J. Garces.
Yeah, talk to me, yeah.
AJ Garces, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well. Welcome to Fascination Street.
Thank you.
I appreciate you taking
Happy
the
to be
time
here.
to meet me. I'm sure you have somewhere to be later on today, so let's get to it, man.
Yeah, I'm a busy guy all the time, just everywhere.
So, AJ Garces, first of all, I'm saying all that, right?
Absolutely.
It is pronounced A, it is pronounced J, and it is Garces.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
People at Garcia, how do you spell it? Yeah.
Well, you know what? Garces is a little bit of an unusual name, I guess, you know, as compared to, like you said, Garcia or Garza or something like that. But I guess the only other Garces I've ever heard of is a chef.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
an Iron Chef, Jose Garces.
Oh, okay. I think I actually might have heard it. He might be a cousin of mine. My family's from Colombia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my father was born in South America.
He was born here, but I think his parents were born somewhere. It might be Colombia.
I've only met a couple other Garces, and I figured out that they were actually cousins of mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
Funny.
second or third cousins.
That's almost racist. Oh, you're all related?
We're
Jesus.
all related. Every Garces that I know. people that add me on social media, like, we have the same last name. I'm like, yeah, but judging by the way you are, I don't know if you're part of my family.
By the way you are?
They're just, I've seen these people that are from, like, the Philippines with my last name, and they'll add...
There's a lot of Hispanic people in the Philippines, and a lot of Hispanic names.
I can't trace my family lineage. I really can't.
And also, do you need to? I mean... Who cares anymore?
So,
Like it used to mean something, but now it really is a melting pot. Everybody's got everything in them now, so...
My grandmother had 9 kids, and so each of them has at least 5 to 6 kids. And so I've got probably 30-something cousins on one side. 30-something, like first cousins.
On one side.
On one side. First cousin, 30-something. I can't remember all their names sometimes.
My mother's parents had 1 child, and my father's parents... adopted 2 children and didn't have any of their own. So I don't come from a very big family.
I think that's beautiful, to be honest with you.
I don't really have any cousins.
I don't think kids get adopted enough.
This was in the mid-50s.
This is before adoption was cool.
So where were you from? Well,
I was
know
born.
Your family's from Columbia, but where are you from?
Yeah, my family's from Columbia. My mother's side of the family, they're from San Antonio, Texas. I was actually born in Austin, Texas.
Gross. Here's what you should do. Anybody, like, especially bands, like, if they make it big and they're from San Antonio, they just say they're from Austin.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is fuck Austin. Say you're from San Antonio. Austin's gross, dude.
I can't... what's funny is I almost feel... I was born and bred in Austin, but I feel allergic to Austin. Because every time I've been to Austin, something horrible happened to me.
Oh, my God.
I've almost...
Please tell.
Okay, so...
now, there is another podcast called Terrible Thanks for Asking. This ain't it.
Okay.
But tell me anyway.
I was just say there's a podcast called Terrible Things About Austin.
Oh my God.
Which I feel like would do very well.
Oh, that is never-ending content right there. That place sucks. All right, go ahead.
No, okay, so this is probably when I was about 18 years old. I'm allergic to peanuts, tree nuts, walnuts, almonds, the whole 9 yards. And we were at a Whole Foods and somebody gave me something and it just shut my lungs down.
Like you were at Whole Foods, like, to eat?
Yeah, we were just in a Whole Foods with somebody.
So everybody who doesn't know, Whole Foods is a grocery store, but they also have, like, sort of restaurants and delis and cafes and stuff inside.
And it's where all the hip green people like to go and get their...
It's where all the rich green people... Because that place is fucking expensive.
I think I paid like $9 for soup.
Right.
It was awful.
Yep.
But I ate it. And I asked him before, I was real, hey, is there anything that I should be aware of?
Do you carry an EpiPen with you?
I don't. I live life on the edge.
You're all, EpiPen is also for rich people?
Yeah, for real.
Especially last year.
Especially last year. Yeah. No, I like to live life on the edge. I don't carry an EpiPen. Every meal could be my last. We'll see. That's why I'm not a big foodie. I'm not a big, let's try some...
Yeah, you can't.
I can't, exactly. Not that I wouldn't love to do that, but... I just can't for the sake. But I ate some soup, and I was like, is there any, nuts or anything? They're like, no, it's fine. We're a Whole Foods. We won't kill you.
There's a fucking whole nut in there.
Yeah, it was just pure nut. I don't know, but I ate it, and 30 minutes later, I was like, I don't feel right. Woke up in the hospital a week later. My lungs had just collapsed.
You woke up a week later?
It happened on a Saturday. I woke up the following Friday.
Here's the thing. You should probably get an EpiPen.
Yeah, probably, right?
Because, I mean...
Why do you think I want comedy to work out so much?
Did you get your $9 back?
My $9?
Yeah, for the soup.
For the soup? No, absolutely not. I still need to bring that up with the people at home.
I'm going to, when this episode airs, I'm going to tweet it at you, and I'm going to tweet it at Whole Foods.
Hey, Whole Foods.
Hashtag, where's my $9?
It's like, have you ever seen Better Off Dead? Where the paper boy's like, I want my $2.
Yes. John Cusack came to San Antonio probably like a month ago.
Did you interview John Cusack?
No. He came to San Antonio like a month ago, I think, and he was doing, I think it was like they showed Say Anything, and then he got up and answered questions about it afterwards, or something weird like that.
That's awesome.
But I wanted to go only so that I could ask him if he ever gave that fucking kid his $2.
That's the best question ever.
But I was like, that'd be hilarious for me, but...
Everybody else would be like, hey,
because I couldn't go by myself, so then I have to buy at least one more ticket for my wife. And then I'm like, is that joke worth costing me like $150?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree 100%. If I had the opportunity to ask John Cusack that, I'd probably pay a little more than $150.
Oh, that's awesome. A good friend of mine, he used to live here, born and raised here, Hispanic dude, and we were working at the same bank, and he took this transfer to Charlotte.
Yep.
And
This is the banking city.
yeah,
It's nothing but banks over there.
and back then I think it was with Wachovia. So
Oh, wow.
before they got bought.
Before they got bought.
But he was telling me, because I never been there.
Yeah.
I'm from San Antonio, lived here my whole life, and I hadn't really traveled much. And I was like, so dude, what's it like? And he was like, dude, it's fucking crazy here. Everybody's super racist. And I was like,
Oh, absolutely.
what? For real? He was like, well,
It's the Bible
I mean,
Belt.
yeah. I was like, well, I guess that makes sense, but we're like in the 2000s now. He's
Yeah.
like, doesn't matter. And, I live here in San Antonio, and maybe it's because I'm so white that I'm almost clear, but I don't really see much racism. And maybe
I
it's
feel like you
just
kind of
'cause
got to
it's-
look for it here. I mean, I feel like we've kind of, mellowed out here. I really haven't. It's the same thing for me. I've experienced bits and pieces of racism, but it's not just, because up in there in the Bible Belt, it's everywhere.
It's just blatant.
It's just blatant. You'll be in a coffee shop and it'll be right in front of you while you're
Really?
getting your coffee every day. It's awful.
Like you walk in and they're like, do you have American dollars,
Do
son?
you have a green card?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But
Well,
no,
I don't need a green card to order coffee, asshole.
Right.
I feel like it, from here, San Antonio, like I said, I don't really see it, and you said you kind of got to look for it here, but how difficult must it be to be racist in a town that's 80% Hispanic?
Yeah, and so it's like 95% minorities here. It's like
Right.
how can you be the minority and still be upset about it?
Yeah,
I don't understand.
Even if you are a racist, like, don't you know better than to fucking open your mouth? You're outnumbered, fella.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. That's just numbers. You just got to be smarter about it.
It's like the one Laker fan sitting on the Spurs side.
Exactly.
Woo, Spurs! I mean, yoo-hoo, Lakers.
Maybe they just get
hurt,
off
dude.
on that little bit of fear that they might get jumped after the game or
I
something if the
guess.
Lakers win.
I guess. Please continue. To Austin.
Yes, Austin. And we had a great time. It was excellent. I think the Longhorns were playing that day. So obviously all the Austinites were out in force. Had a good time. And on the way back, head down the highway, just got slammed by a drunk driver. Destroyed my 2-week new car. I filed a police report with Austin Police. And
They ran?
They ran. It was a hit and run. It hit me right on the highway.
Jesus Christ.
Whole front of my car is jacked, but they said, did you get the license plate? I said, no, I was fearing for my life. And they said, well, can't really help you much.
So, yeah, Austin sucks. Tell me about these tats. Tell me
tell
about No Plan B.
Oh, you want to know about the no plan B? I hate emergency contraceptive. No, I'm just
that's
joking.
not
I had an ex of mine that our motto was no plan B, stick to plan A. And
Right,
so
don't have a fallback plan.
don't have a fallback, just stick to the first plan, see it through. And so that was why it was tattooed on me. What's so funny is that as soon as my ex and I broke up, she immediately got hers covered. I have not gotten around to it yet. I mean, I like
And
to
tell
see,
me about this 1998.
So 1998, I love the 1998 only because everyone in the world asks me, "Oh, is that the year you were born?" And
What's
I'm
the
like,
natural assumption?
"Oh, yeah, that's when I was
You're
born."
like, sure.
Sure. And they're like, "Wow, you've done a lot for yourself in
Thank
only
you.
19
Can
years."
I have that beer now?
Yeah, right. But no, I have one sibling, my little brother, and he was born in 1998, and he is one of my best friends. So I thought that's where I was going to commemorate him a little bit.
So did he pass?
No, I
Oh.
just like having.
Well, you said had and commemorate. I'm like, oh no, what happened to this
I
poor
wanted
kid?
no, because I wanted to. A lot of my family members have pieces of my ink, but I didn't have anything for him. So 98 was the year that I was given my best friend. So
How fucking cool is that?
yeah,
Does he live here in San Antonio?
He does live here in San Antonio. We are 5 years apart. He is a genius. He is where I can take a lot of my ideas and I'll take them to him. And if he thinks it's a dumb idea, I will trust that.
Oh, really? So he's basically your writing partner?
He's not my writing partner.
Your sounding board?
But so he's a musician. He's a producer. He makes a lot of different stuff. He just has he has such a good eye.
An
He
ear?
has a good eye. He has a good ear. He has great taste in, film. And I've ran ideas for jokes and sketches by him. And if it makes him laugh, because I don't know if he takes pride in it, but he's a hard laugh. So if I can get something to make him chuckle, I'm like, I got something. That's the thing about comedians is that usually you save it all for when you're performing.
Right, because, if your whole life is laughing or trying to get other people to laugh, then it's got to be tougher, right? Because you've seen it all, you've heard it all. You're thinking,
You
I
kinda
might
just
have
leave it
done
all
a
out
little
there.
bit differently. Or instead of laughing, you're sort of breaking it down and analyzing the joke.
What I've never wanted to be is somebody that was funny, but then not funny on stage. You know, it's like you're really
like the funniest person in your high school.
The funniest person. I was never the funniest person in my high school. I was never, you know, I'm funny to my friends sometimes, you know, but I'd never want to be, you're so funny when we have conversations. When you perform, you're absolute shit.
Oh, that's nice. That would suck.
Yeah, it'd be horrible.
Yeah, hey guys, I'm gonna do a stand-up at the Improv or whatever. Y'all coming? Nah, but we'll meet up with you afterwards because you're fucking hilarious, not on stage.
Drinking. Like, you are so funny in conversation, but when you perform, God, it makes me want to blow
So when
my
did you
brains
decide that you wanted to do comedy?
So comedy is actually something I've always been writing comedy.
When you say always.
Narrative comedy. Whenever I started, it was probably middle school, high school.
Okay.
When I would write different skits or plays with friends of mine. My writing partner and collaborator, his name is Iggy Trevino.
Oh, I know Iggy.
Yeah, he's a huge name.
I don't know.
He's gonna be. He's a genius.
And that's
he's an
here
absolute
also?
genius.
So
He's
did
also
you grow
here.
up here? No, you grew up in Austin.
I grew up in Austin. I moved here when I was about 7 years old.
Okay.
So I've been here for a majority of the
Gotcha.
time.
Yeah, I would totally just erase Austin.
But we met when we were freshmen in high school, and he was in a wheelchair. And we met because I pushed him around in the wheelchair for all of our first year of high school.
Like as a bully?
No. Yes.
We met because I would push him down the stairs.
We met because I would push him out of his wheelchair and watch him try to get back up.
Yeah.
But no,
That's
so
cool.
we met and...
Is he not in a wheelchair anymore?
No, he's not in a
Is
wheelchair.
this guy Drake?
He is Drake from Degrassi. My best friend's actually Drake. We write all the time.
That's cool.
But no, so we had started writing narrative comedy and writing sketches that we would film with a little handheld camera that were terrible. Which we actually found them again, and they have like 6,000 views.
Do you have a sister?
I do not have a sister. Well, I might. I don't know.
There's a video on YouTube. I don't know if you've seen it, but like if you put in AJ Garces on YouTube, like maybe the 5th or 6th one down is a video that just says AJ Garces, and it says my sister with an H, and it is from like 9 or 10 years ago, and it's a handheld shit video camera of like this 7-year-old girl singing Dashboard Confessional songs, and I was like,
Oh yeah, no.
and she doesn't look at all Colombian. She looks like maybe Filipino.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh,
See
I
what?
wonder.
There you go. Didn't I say that there are people from the Philippines in my last name?
You did say that.
I
So
did.
maybe that's what it is.
That may be it.
And your first name and your middle name too.
And my middle name too. My full name, I go by AJ because my regular name is too hard to say. Every time I tell people, oh, well, what's your real name? Augusto Jose Garces. They're like, what?
Really? Jose?
Augusto Jose.
Yeah. That Iron Chef, his name is Jose Garces.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a pretty common name.
So, for sure, yeah. I mean, oh my God, I'm meeting an Iron Chef.
Yeah.
You are amazing.
Thank you so much. I've been really just trying to perfect my culinary
So,
art.
Augusto, you said?
Augusto. Yeah, Augusto.
Nice. That's cool. I would just go by AJ.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes for a stage name. It's much easier.
So, you and Iggy are writing sketch and narrative comedy. What is narrative comedy?
So, like, narrative comedy, I would say something like, like a show like Flight of the Conchords or Broad City or something like that.
Okay.
It would be...
Are you a fan of Broad City?
I am a fan of Broad City. I enjoy Broad City.
My daughter loves Broad City. I watched maybe the first 3 episodes and I wanted to jump off of a bridge. I was not into it.
I digest shows like that in a different way only because I'm almost writing shows kind of similar
That makes more sense.
to that. And so we would write these, 15, 20-minute episodes, if you would. We would never make them. And we did that for a while until we kind of split off. He went to college. I used to be a musician, so I used to tour all the time. And we kind of separated paths. And
Wow, you've gotten a lot accomplished for being born in 1998.
I know, right?
That's amazing.
It's having 19 years. So we came back together probably in November of last year.
Oh, shit.
And said, we had always stayed friends, but that was when we really sat down and were like, hey, let's do something. Let's write sketch again. Let's write narrative, and let's actually make it. We're both in our 20s. We both have the means to do so. You're out of college. I'm out of school. And I love how this kind of leads up into stand-up. During this whole writing, I was just thinking, what can I do to make myself better at comedy? What's going to push me to write better jokes, to write better...
How do you get your reps in?
Yeah, exactly. And so one day I said, well, why don't you do stand-up? He's like, we've already watched a lot of stand-up. He's like, why don't you try stand-up? And actually it
So
was...
this was Ziggy's idea?
Yeah.
So you've only been doing stand-up for a couple of months.
Yeah, only a couple months. Going pretty well so far. I mean...
That's awesome. I watched a couple of clips on YouTube.
Oh, thank you.
I was going to, when I saw you go, dude, I know you. Didn't I see you at the comedy place in New Braunfels last month? But that would have been a total lie, so.
Just boost my ego a little bit.
I'm like, oh my God, dude, I know you. I'm just kidding, I don't.
Oh, he's a weird guy. No, but it's been fairly new, and I like it.
If I had the mics on, I would have done that, but they were in my pocket.
Oh,
so.
it's okay. I respect that you at least told me, because I would have been like, because that's the thing, is going from music, you know, I would play with this band and do like, play in front of 800 people a night, and after that they'd be like, you're the guy, that's the guy,
What
you
did
know?
you play?
I played guitar and sang backup vocal.
Okay. What's the band? Are you on good terms with
No,
them?
yeah, definitely in good terms with them. I played stage guitar for a band called Keep It Cute.
Stage guitar?
Stage guitar.
What's the fucking stage guitar?
So stage guitar is you're in the band, but you're not in the band.
Oh, okay, like Randy Jackson and Journey.
Exactly.
Okay, all right, cool.
Exactly.
Got you.
But-
like how everybody thinks there's only like 4 Rolling Stones.
Yeah, right.
There's like 6.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Or you're the other guy in U2.
Right? I'm the guy that's not
U2's
the edge.
just 3 people, but there's always like 5 people on stage. So what the
It's
fuck?
the same thing. It's like somebody try to name the other members of Foo Fighters that aren't Dave Grohl.
Exactly. There you go.
You're not gonna.
So how long did you do that for?
God.
And what kind of music was it? And it was called what?
So the band was called Keep It Cute.
Keep It Cute.
Keep It Cute. So you can kind of guess what kind of music it was. It was very. It was like pop rock. It was very cutesy pop rock.
Like Fall Out Boy or something like that.
Along the lines, I played in a lot of bands that were very Fall Out Boy-esque. Keep It Cute was geared more towards Disney at the time. So it was very Jonas Brothers-y type.
Okay. And that would draw 800 people?
So we were actually opening for a better well-known band called We the Kings.
Oh, yeah.
And so,
You toured with We the Kings?
yes, I toured.
How fucking rad is that?
Absolutely. And just, I love all the guys in We the Kings. All of them were great to us.
Do you still talk to them?
So right now I still am in contact with their bass player, Charles Trippy, he's a pretty decently big YouTuber.
Dude, that's trippy.
Yeah, that is trippy. But we're good friends, and we still talk. We still, he still texts me on my birthday, which is nice.
Cool.
And so I had a great time, traveling out with him, and I thought that was going to be it for me. Like, I'm going to be a musician. That's it.
Well, I mean, you had, sounds like some really good success so early. Well, this is fucking piece of cake, dude. I'm just going to keep doing this.
Yeah, and
Came
it was
so easy.
It was awesome. After that tour, actually, the band kind of disbanded. They did their own thing. They're part of, I think actually most of the band is out in Nashville right now, writing country music.
Oh my God, I've interviewed so many fucking people from Nashville. Like, it's fucking weird how everybody's in Nashville.
Everybody's in Nashville.
It's nuts.
And that lead singer of that band is actually my cousin.
Of Keep It Cute?
Of Keep It Cute is actually my cousin, which...
What his name is?
His name is Ryan Alexander. He's releasing country music out there. He's going to be huge.
Well, to be fair, probably everybody I see is your cousin.
Oh, probably, yeah.
You got 19 cousins or some shit like that?
Well, 30 plus cousins on my
There you
dad's
go.
side. He's actually my cousin on my mother's side, which
Nice.
I actually knew him before, and we were just friends.
Before you found out you were
Before
related?
I found out we were related.
That could be dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you could be dating somebody and then find out y'all are cousins.
Oh, yeah, that's...
There's an app in Iceland because the population is so small. I guess there's been a lot of accidental...
incest?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
boy.
so there's an app on your phone if you live in Iceland. Like, you put your name in and you put in that other person's name and it'll tell you if you're related before you...
I'm just going to download
Before
that
you
app.
go any further.
I'm just going to get on the Icelandic app and just do it. I'm just going to look up generic Icelandic names. That's the next couple hours for me after this.
That's
so.
awesome. So when did you decide? So you said, "Oh, I thought I was going to be doing this like forever," but when did that change?
Probably. So after Keep It Cute kind of disbanded, I had a solo project, which was like electro pop radio music. It was called My Cardboard Rocket.
Like who?
It was very much Katy Perry-esque.
So poppy again.
Very top 40 poppy because I kind of...
My Cardboard Rocket?
My Cardboard Rocket, and I did that.
Can I play one of your songs on here?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
cool.
If you go on YouTube, you find it.
What song do you want me to play?
There's a track that we shot a really nice music video for called Losing Control.
Losing Control?
Yeah.
You want to intro it right now?
Sure.
You intro it.
I intro it? Okay. I've never...
Yeah.
Okay. It's a track that I made
Nope.
called Losing
Nope.
Control? What?
Nope. Come on, dude. More energy. Like you're on stage. You just got to introduce it like, hey, guys, this is by...
like I'm a radio person.
Yeah, like you're a radio
Oh, I
dude.
could totally
like
do
front,
that.
Front fill it or whatever it's called.
Oh, we got a brand new track from My Cardboard Rocket called Losing Control. Dig this.
Awesome.
I'm DJ Moneybags.
So I'm going to put that in right there.
The boys are back in town tonight. We're getting crazy on a Friday night. Speakers that we're gonna make it count. We'll show this world what we're all about. We're all about. The world always brings us down, but nothing can stop us now. Give me what you got, everything you got. Take it to the top, never gonna stop. Losing control, I'm losing, yeah, yeah. I'm losing, yeah, yeah. I'm losing control. Party hard till the early morning. Get up, we gotta get things going. I can't believe it was the best night of my life. The world always brings us down, but nothing can stop us now. Give me what you got, everything you got. Take it to the top, never gonna stop. Losing control, I'm losing, yeah, yeah. I'm losing, yeah, yeah. I'm losing control. I can feel my heart gonna beat right out my chest now. I'm losing control. I'm losing, yeah, yeah. I'm losing, yeah, yeah. I'm losing control. Don't sleep till the music stops now. Turn it on 'cause we like it loud. Don't sleep till the music stops now. Give me what you got, everything you got. Take it to the top, never gonna stop. Losing control, I'm losing, yeah, yeah. I'm losing, yeah, yeah. I'm losing control. I can feel my heart gonna beat right out my chest now. I'm losing control. I'm losing, yeah, yeah. I'm losing, yeah, yeah. I'm losing control.
Perfect. But anyway, so that was the...
Did you tour on that at all, or just?
I
put it
did.
up?
I toured with a band called Broken Side, and then an MTV rapper. Her name is Justina Valentine. She's actually pretty big on the show.
Why does that name sound familiar?
Nick Cannon's Wild and Out.
Okay.
She is on that MTV
I
show.
didn't watch that show, but that name does sound familiar.
She's very big redhead. But she's a rapper on that show.
She's a white girl?
So I toured a little bit on that, but it got to be a little too much financial responsibility. I was very close to landing a label deal that ended up falling through.
Was that heartbreaking?
A little bit. I was very, very close. It was particularly disappointing only because it wasn't necessarily my fault. It was a miscommunication between one of the other artists that this label was interested in, as well as my part. And it was kind of a joint deal. They were going to take both.
Did you have a relationship with this other artist?
In a way, yes.
You don't have to go any further. I was just wondering if it was completely separate or if it was...
Well, she was part of a couple of the songs that I did on my opening record.
Gotcha.
And after the deal fell through, she took into acting. And she now works on some very big film.
So, good for her.
Yeah, good for her.
That's rough. So she's in Pitch Perfect 3.
Oh, yeah, she was in Pitch Perfect 3. She was also in the latest Star. I don't know. Actually, the only thing
We're
I can't
kidding,
say.
right? She's not in Pitch Perfect 3.
She's not in Pitch Perfect 3.
Okay, good. I was just kidding.
I think the
You don't have to. Nope. Let's just
we're
stop
good.
there. Yeah.
We're good.
So
I'm very
gonna-
happy for her.
But you guys really don't talk much?
No.
Okay. Which is kind of sad because y'all were friends before.
Yeah, we were we had only
Friendly.
briefly met, but she had done a lot of work on my songs, and she did a great job. She did a
Cool.
great job. Her herself, she was a great musician. She had a lot of really positive stuff. She's a good actress. She's a really good actress.
You're all. I hate to say this, but she's a good actress. Well, she wouldn't be on these big things if she wasn't. So
Exactly.
Clearly, she does have talent in multiple
yeah.
different places, and
Absolutely.
so do you. So this deal fell through, and then you were like, oh my god, this sucks. I'm just gonna go on stage.
You know, I did the whole music thing. At a certain point, I was like, this is too much for me. I can't do music anymore.
Because of the travel?
Because of the travel, the financial responsibility.
But you're, no offense, but you're a little kid. Why do you have a problem traveling? You don't have a wife or kids.
It wasn't necessarily the travel, but when you're touring, touring's kind of rough. I remember this moment where I was in Merriam, Kansas,
Why?
on the We the Kings tour.
Oh.
And, I was on, why were you there? Who goes
Why-
to Merriam? I was there for,
is anybody
there's
there?
a leisurely vacation in Merriam, Kansas.
Oh, yeah, okay, that makes more
Yeah,
sense.
exactly, right? Because that's one of the top 5 travel destinations in the world.
My wife and I are going there next week.
Oh, congratulations. I'm jealous. But I woke up in Merriam, Kansas.
Oh my god, did you have a peanut?
I did. I
woke
woke up
up.
there.
I had a peanut here, and then I
had a
woke up
peanut-
in Merriam,
and
Kansas,
then I woke up
and I
in
was
Merriam,
short
Kansas.
one kidney.
Right? But I woke up and I was overcome with this feeling like I want to go home. I've been
that
doing
sucks.
this every day for 2.5 months. These
Every
long,
day a different city.
every day a different
Are
city.
you in a van? Are y'all
In a
traveling by
van,
Yeah.
7 people in a van. It smelled. It was terrible. And I was like, I just want to go home. I was like, I want to sleep in my own bed. And I looked.
My wife travels a lot.
Yeah.
And those are her biggest concerns.
And I looked down at my little tour laminate, and I said, how much longer do I have? And I still had a whole month to do this. And I was like, God. I was like, this is a lot. Because, I don't know, a lot of people get a misconception that touring is, oh, you just party and then show up, play, and leave. You wake up at 7:30 every morning, load all of this gear in. And that's the thing is, I was kind of part of the crew. So I had a schedule of when I had to be up, when I had to get stuff loaded, when I had to be there for sound check, when we played.
Well,
when
if
we
you're
got up.
not fucking Metallica or the Rolling Stones, you're pretty much humping your own shit anyway.
Oh, yeah, there was nobody that did it for us. So it was every single day. We had maybe 2 or 3 off days throughout the tour that were, being a band that's not huge and not super financially stable, we didn't get to go party like the other bands that had buses or...
Right, because you guys are paying for your own gas. I'm sure you rented that thing. And you guys are just getting up, driving all fucking day to play somewhere, and then do it all over again
And with
the next day.
the driving shifts, we would play a show and then have to drive 8-10 hours that night. And if it was your shift, you'd be dead tired, and it was your turn to drive. So it was rough. And with My Cardboard Rocket, I didn't have the financial means to rent a van or a trailer, so I tore it out of the back of my '97 Chevy Lumina
Well,
with
I'm
a
sure-
laptop and a microphone.
I'm sure it got better gas mileage. Wait, and a guitar?
A guitar,
Oh, thank God.
a laptop.
I was like, hold on.
I had a guitar player.
DJ?
Yeah, I had a guitar player. It was very electro type stuff, so
Gotcha,
I could
yeah.
play tracks, and I had a guitar player with me. So it was just, the 4 of us piled into my no air conditioning '97 Chevy Lumina.
Well, at least it's not like you were in South Tech. Oh, yeah, it's hot as fucking balls down there, dude.
And
air
it was mostly southern runs too, and it was rough.
Well, that might have made me leave the music scene. I would have been like, hold on, I toured with We Kings all over the fucking place, and I still don't have any fucking air conditioning in my car. Maybe I should rethink this.
And I tried to do a little bit of work outside because I thought maybe stages for me. Maybe I'd try working and doing something else. So I did for South by Southwest. I think it was 2014. I worked for a guy called Vance Joy, who's pretty well known now. He's
An artist?
Yeah, as an artist.
What's his name?
Vance Joy.
Vance Joy.
Vance Joy. If you look up
You're saying it like it's one word, but it's 2 words.
It's
right?
2 words.
Okay.
Vance Joy.
Vance Joy.
He has the song out, Riptide, which did very, very well.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah, that's him.
Okay.
And
Alright.
so for about a week and a half, I tuned his guitars for his South by Southwest run, which was so much fun.
I'm sure it was fun.
It was great.
Did that pay for shit?
Actually, it paid pretty well.
To be a guitar tuner?
Well, because he was on Warner Brothers.
Oh, okay.
So they paid me. They paid me. So that was excellent. But after all of that, I eventually came back to, and that's when Iggy and I got back together, and he said, let's sit down and let's actually do this for real. And we created, our brand was Zero and Sidekick. That was going to be our comedy brand.
Is that your .com?
Not quite yet. We still have to get the domain.
Well, maybe you have a social media presence under that name.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Zero and Sidekick. Who's who?
You're
all. That's for you to decide.
Yeah, we kind of switched back from both, and so we just have been hitting the ground running for the past, I think, 6 months, writing sketch after sketch, show after show.
Filming them?
Phil, we actually start production on the first one because it's been a large process.
Sure.
Tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. How long is that going to take?
I think we have a full 10, 12-hour day tomorrow.
Is it a lot of people? Is it?
We have a crew of about 8, including some of the actors.
Interesting. So your boy Iggy said, let's take this serious. What does he do? How does he earn his money?
How does he earn his money? So he actually got a degree. I think he's in like social work. He does something like he's working with like AmeriCorps.
So he doesn't make any money.
Yeah. Well.
Nice. Social workers don't get paid for shit.
That's the thing. He's the best guy. He does work for everybody for so little, but he puts the maximum effort into it. Honestly, his involvement right now is probably the backbone that drives our comedy.
Yeah.
Because he's got ideas all the time. There's not a day that goes by that he doesn't hit me with a new idea for a sketch or a joke or something. And then I kind of dissect what he's telling me and put it together.
That's funny.
That's how we work.
My friend, we've been friends for like 15 years or something like that. We will always just text each other little sketch ideas. Just to make each other laugh. I mean, we've never written down anything or filmed anything, obviously, but just to make each other laugh, we're always shooting just random little weird.
Yeah.
Even like just little, it would, like if we actually filmed it, it'd be a 30-second sketch or something, but we're
it's
always
the same
just making
thing.
each other laugh.
It's
so
the same
cool.
thing every day. There's something new that we want to. But he takes it to the next level. He'll be like, "Hey, check your email," and I'll open it, and it's a 20-page script.
What the shit?
And I'm like, "What is it?" And he's like, "I had this idea, and I started sketching it out. Tell me what you think." And then from there, I'll just make notes, and then it'll become something fully formed. We at least try to take 1 to 2 days a week to sit down and write for about 8 to 10 hours.
Good God.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. And so this is Zero and the Sidekick?
Zero and Sidekick.
Zero and Sidekick. So is that going to be the name of your production company and everything?
That's it. Yep, that's the name. We're basically trying
and you don't
to...
have that website yet?
Or we're still in the process of getting it. I don't know if anybody has it.
Okay.
We'll lock it down.
All right.
There's a lot going into the financial aspect of this opening production that's kind of been delaying a little bit of the logistics.
Well, this is either going to be really cool or not really cool. And if it's not really cool, then I'll cut it out. But check this out. Hey, dude, guess what?
What?
I just bought you the domain name zeroandsidekick.com.
What?
Yeah, that's yours.
Are you joking?
Congratulations.
Are you joking?
No, I'm totally serious.
I don't know what to say.
You can say thank you.
Well, no, for what? Yes, thank you. But why?
Why not? It's just a fucking domain name, dude. I'm not building a website. It's just a name. Now, all that being said, if once I turn this off, I can't get it, then I'm going to delete that.
Totally.
But the first thing I'm going to do when I leave here is buy that, and I'll transfer it to you.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Relax. It's fine. It's all good. Just calm down.
I get very, with me, when people take an interest or take, a leap of faith on my creative endeavors, it's very moving.
Good. It should be. I don't know where we would be as a humanity if we didn't do that for each other ever.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't do that for everybody. I'm not going to fucking knock on that van door and say, hey, you want me to buy you a website? I mean, it ain't like that, but I mean, obviously you have some potential and some drive, so like fucking why not? It's not going to cost me much.
Well, I appreciate it. I really do.
Absolutely.
It's
Cool.
because throughout this whole process, it's really been a lot of people having a lot of blind faith. You know, they see it, and it's just the drive that pushes everything. You know, whether it's the stand-up or the sketch or anything like that, it's caused a lot of divides in my life with family and relationships
How so?
because I put so much into it.
Oh, okay.
It's almost
You're too busy?
I would say
Too
sometimes
busy for family? Or
a lot of
something?
people,
Okay.
a lot of friends. I've had a lot of friends, you know, not want to be in that relationship anymore because you're always working, you're always doing this. I've got very much attached to the idea that if you don't prioritize your success over sleeping, then why are you doing that? You know, I lose countless hours of sleep. I lose opportunities to be here or there. Or
When
see
I was
different
your
people.
age, my motto was, I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Mhm.
And boy, was I really fucking... Like, well, because, I mean, especially at your age, you can do that. You can
Oh,
go
yeah.
to sleep at midnight and wake up at 3 o'clock if you have to.
Mhm.
And go get some shit done. I mean, you can catch up, you know, later on in the week. You can catch up on your sleep or whatever, but, you know, particularly at your age, you really can burn the candle at both ends. So that's cool. So, finally, after an hour, let's talk about your comedy. Well, first I got to know what's with the puzzle pieces on your fingers.
So the puzzle pieces on my fingers, everybody thinks, oh, it's autism. You know, you support, which I completely do.
It's really only, I think, this one, and I think it has to be purple
Yeah, right.
for it to be autism. I didn't mean to touch you, sorry.
No, absolutely. You don't even have to buy me a drink first. It's fine.
Cool.
But,
One finger or two fingers?
You watched that bit, didn't you? That was, the looks I got during that bit, because that was one of my earlier sets.
Hold on, guys. Go to YouTube and look up AJ Garces, and it might be the first thing that comes up, but it's about a 4.5 minute video. You will not regret it. Okay, go ahead.
So the puzzle pieces represent 4 very, very important people in my life. So I had my father, my mother, my brother, and then I have 2 second cousins of mine.
So you needed an extra finger.
I needed an extra finger. I didn't have, but this is their puzzle piece that I grew up with. My mother's cousins, who are my second cousins, they were basically older sisters to me. Still are, always will. I call them my sisters.
Cool.
I would not be the
Well, I mean,
person.
you don't because you just said cousins.
Yeah, I just say
3
cousins.
times.
But when I see them, they refer to themselves as my sisters,
Cool.
my older sisters. And they really did shape me, who I am as a person.
Cool.
And so that's where my fingers
That's
come
awesome. That's cool. I like it. So now the comedy.
from. Now the comedy. So writing sketch, started performing stand-up about 4 months ago. To
Locally, I mean, I know you did San Antonio and New Braunfels. Where
New
else?
Braunfels. Haven't really been out too far. They're trying to get me out in the Austin comedy scene, but you know how I feel about Austin.
Yeah, I mean, you could go, but it's gonna be expensive. You're gonna lose a car.
Yeah, a car.
You're gonna
my
get mugged.
Sanity.
Something awesome
right?
is gonna happen.
No, I'll make my way out there eventually.
Take cigarettes. Take a pack of cigarettes with you just to hand
Yeah.
out to the fucking hobos who ask you for a cigarette.
Just a bag full of cigarettes.
A bag.
A
of
bag,
cigarettes.
just handing them out
Not
like
a box,
handing
just a
them out like
bag.
a homeless hippie Santa.
Oh yeah, like Trump throwing paper towels.
Oh yeah, with your paper towels in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, do that with cigarettes.
That's absolutely
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Louise, I don't even want to get into that.
Good.
But stand-up actually originally started as just something that was going to help develop my writing. You know.
Oh really?
And
Oh, like you said, you did it to get reps.
I did it to get
to hone
reps
your craft.
until I performed it, and after that first performance, I was like, I want to do this again and
Really?
again and again, and until it started becoming
You got high?
consistent. Oh, I'm still high.
So you haven't bombed yet?
I've bombed a lot, but I love going on stage. It's not to say that I don't like going on stage and killing. I love it. I love making
Sure.
an entire room laugh. But
It doesn't crush you when you fail?
no, because when I fail, I feel like I learned more than I did when I succeeded. It helps me more analyze how did I deliver this the last time I did it. Because I'll do a joke one place and bomb horribly. And the next night I'll do a joke and it'll absolutely kill. And I'm like, well, what's wrong with it?
Now, I've heard a lot of comedians talk about sometimes an audience just sucks.
Oh, absolutely.
And like they're like big comedians don't have a problem saying, that one wasn't my fault.
Oh, yeah.
That one, the audience wasn't ready for it. It wasn't the right audience, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's good that you recognize that and don't take it all on you. Every audience is different.
Oh, yeah. Every audience is going to be different. And I've had a lot of audiences that just don't necessarily like the material I'm giving out, you know? They don't like stuff about politics, which I don't do a lot of political humor. But, you know, it really comes down to some audiences just really don't like. Because my humor, I'm very wild on stage. I have a lot of energy. And I like to deliver my jokes with a lot of energy. And some of the concepts are just a little too for people to... as far as comedians go, my mother introduced me to Eddie Murphy way too young. I probably shouldn't have watched both Raw and Delirious.
My dad sat me down like in his chair and he turned on HBO and it was Bill Cosby himself.
I love that special.
And we just sat there and watched that whole special. And so besides the fact that that was a really, really strong stand-up comedy special, that comedy special built the Cosby Show television series.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the pilot is that special. But so that was, I think, was my first introduction to comedy.
I rented that special from a Blockbuster Video when I think I was about 9. Because at that time, I was watching the Cosby Show, you know, late at night, and I just saw it.
And all of America.
Yeah, all of America were watching the Cosby Show. And for some reason, my parents never said, you know, don't watch it because it was too violent. My father was a filmmaker.
The Cosby Show?
Well, not the Cosby Show, but just in general. Anything.
Oh, okay.
So my father was at the time, he was an indie filmmaker. He had made films for a while, like very local kind of stuff.
In San Antonio?
Yeah, in San Antonio. And in Austin, he worked for the newspaper, and he loves film. Still today, one of the things that bonds me and my father is film. I remember him sitting me down in his armchair at probably age 7 or 8 and watching The Godfather. And all he told me to do was don't pay attention to what's happening. Watch what the camera does.
That's an interesting approach. Because that was his way of telling you, this is a fairy tale, son. This is all written. None of this is real. That guy's going to get up next week and go die on some other show.
That's the thing, is that it showed me, like, this is all behind a camera. This was all something that was in someone's brain that they said, this is how it's going to look, and they put it down, and then they did it.
I think that's a really, really cool way to broach that subject with a kid.
Oh, yeah. And since then, that's how I watch film. You know, I'll watch movies to enjoy them. And it's the same thing with shows. I'll analyze, you know, where did the camera pan from?
Like that one episode of Daredevil that was the fight scene that was just one take. Yeah. That one take fight scene, I think it was in the second episode, maybe the first. It was like the craziest in rooms and out of rooms and down a hallway. And it was all one take.
Just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But that's kind of where, that sparked a lot of creativity in my brain. As a kid, I was always drawing and making stuff. So that's kind of where I am now. Falling in love with stand-up, I want to perform stand-up every day of the week if I can.
Well, so that's awesome. So what are your plans besides, so you and Iggy are hitting the ground running with this whole sketch, and I guess I'm going to say short film?
Yeah, it's very much sketch, it's very much short film. We've developed a lot of scripts.
Are y'all shooting this on real, like, y'all renting a camera and shit? Or
we have a production, Finished Productions is a friend of mine that he shoots a lot of my stand-up stuff, that has agreed to help us out for, you know, we're not going too big budget as far as far as production goes, because I mean it's 3-4 minutes.
You don't need to.
No, not at all.
I mean, you can make some surprisingly good content with almost no money.
So it's a very minimal investment. A lot of people are helping us work on it because they just have faith in the project.
What are you going to do with the project?
Our grand scheme for Zero and Sidekick is to basically create a platform for comedy, almost like all things comedy, to where you can release sketch or stand-up.
Like college humor?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So that way, and I've kind of talked with a lot of local comics here that said, you know, if you ever did something, if you ever performed a special or recorded something, release it on my platform. You know, a universal place where you can go and just find whatever you wanted to find.
Netflix.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, but for comedy.
But for comedy.
All things comedy.
And that's really what my plan is, to release the sketches on Zero and Sidekick. And then my plan for stand-up is early next year, after I've built a little bit of a base, get a venue, get about 50, 60 people in there, and just record a stand-up album.
Really?
And release
it. Your own stand-up show?
Release it 100% for free, and
just give it to everybody.
Why?
I feel like I have to make the investment first and really take the time to be like, hey, I'm doing this for you.
Can I make a suggestion?
Of course.
You can ignore this. You can fucking do whatever you want with it. I have noticed that things that are free are not worth people's time because they figure if it's free, it must suck. And so to that point, I had this barbecue grill that I had replaced it. The old one still worked, but I didn't need it anymore. So I put it out on the curb in front of my house with a sign that said free. It sat there for 2 weeks. Somebody told me, put a sign on there that says $5. I put a sign on it that said $5, and somebody stole it the next day. Because it was worth something. It was free. It wasn't worth anything. So I'm not saying you should charge $5. Charge $1.
That makes more sense.
Because it's not too much of an investment for somebody, and it tells them that it's not garbage, that it's worth their time.
And that's
what I would do.
What I kind of wanted to do is just make something that was going to be available to everyone. It wasn't going to break your bank. And also...
What's that guy's name? The guy, red hair guy got in trouble for pulling his dick out?
Louis C.K.
Could have said Louis C.K. when I said red guy. Nope. Red hair guy. But you had to wait until I said pull his dick out. Yeah. So when he released his first stand-up special, he released it on his own website and he charged $5 for it. He made $1 million in 1 month selling a $5 thing. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen because obviously he had a little bit of a name, but he made it so low that everybody could get it who wanted it. It wasn't free.
Yeah.
But it was little, like $5. And he gave all that money away to charity because he said he wasn't expecting it, so he just gave it away. But I would say charge $1. I mean, just something.
Yeah, something. It's also kind of a way for me to get my name out there a little more.
If you do charge something, you can write your losses off. Because if you just give it away, then it wasn't a business transaction. But if you charge something, then you made money, but it took you all this money to make this little money. Or whatever. However it works out.
I get you.
But that's just my opinion.
No, of course. I want to make it, very accessible. But then I also am in plans that we want to take. I have my little group of people that we work with together. But hopefully I can take this little record that I make and I want to go. We've been playing
Did you say
maybe
record?
Little record. I call them records. Comedy record? You say records?
I
love saying records.
Okay, so here's the thing. This is a unique thing. Maybe you can think about this. I interviewed a guy who has a record label, but he only releases stuff on
cassette tape.
Yeah.
Oh, he's one of those super underground indie label kind of people.
Yeah, but I interviewed him. You should listen to that episode because it was very informative because I asked him all about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, how does that fucking work? And it's a little kitschy, but that is part of the charm. And then also it's not very expensive. So.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying you should do it, but just get a couple because he does. You can just get 100 of them made or 50 of them made or whatever, and that might be something kind of cool. Maybe not.
What I would love to do,
but also his best friend does vinyl.
Oh, I always call them records only because I watched when I was a little kid. I remember watching the Jackson 5, The American Dream, and the actor that played Joe Jackson was like, "We make gold records," and we
make gold records.
And
he just died yesterday. Or
yeah,
the day before.
He did die. But ever since that, I just call them records, whether it's CDs or cassette tapes. I'm just like, oh,
Joe Jackson is the reason you call him records.
Joe Jackson is the reason that I call him. I'm always like, oh, it's a good record.
That is fucking hilarious. You drop that last R. It's RECOD.
Oh yeah, drop the last R. It's records.
I love it.
That and what is it? The cowbell sketch with Christopher Walken.
What you need to do is when you do put that record out, call it a record.
A record?
Yeah, like this, whatever. My first comedy record, whatever it is. But you should spell it like that.
Yeah, spell it like that.
That'd be awesome.
What I'd like to do is tour off that just a little, because I have no problem investing in myself for a little promotion. Just getting $100 guarantees a night, and then just, hey, take this record, listen to this record. You just saw me perform. Take this record on your way out. I love download. Have you ever seen download cards?
Oh, yeah.
I love those because I remember when I was in bands, we would get like a couple hundred of them and go to like the Warped Tour or something and just hand them out to people and then look and see that like all these people just started checking out the thing because it was like, oh, I remember seeing these guys. They gave me a cool thing.
And then you can track it.
Exactly. Because, I mean, I'm not a big comic right now. Would I love to be more well-known? Of course. But I kind of need... I think I need to...
But you've been doing this for 6 months or
6 months.
whatever. So
a lot of comics will tell
I think
me...
you're doing great.
A lot of bigger San Antonio comics have told me you shouldn't...
I'm sorry, did you say bigger San Antonio comics?
People that actually this is their only job, is comedy.
In San Antonio?
Yeah.
Get right on out of town.
Yeah, there's a handful of them. But some of these people have told me you shouldn't be as good as you are for how long you've been doing it. And it keeps me humble. It definitely does. Because I shouldn't be able to be on a show with a full pack show and make an entire room laugh for only doing comedy for 4 months when you have people doing it for years and they're barely getting a chuckle.
Well, like I said, I did watch a couple of your stuff, or listen to a couple of your stuff, your things, and I agree. You're too new to be that funny. So well done. It sounds like you put a lot of work into it before you even turned on the microphone.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So keep doing that. Thank you for your time. Tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
On social media, I'm on Instagram and Twitter at the AJ Garces.
Scroll down to the show notes, and his social media tags will be there. Also, his new website, which is
zeroandsidekick.com,
will be there too. Check this dude out. Hopefully that website will be up and have his tour dates and shit, and maybe some clips or whatever, and you can check it out. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So I was doing a little digging, and I heard that you also have a podcast of your own. It's like you and a friend, and it's something about anime.
Yeah, the Anime Boys podcast.
And that's available like on iTunes and everywhere?
Yeah, Apple Podcasts. We also go through Buzzsprout.
Where the fuck that is?
Whatever. It's for all the cool podcast people. I don't know.
Do y'all have a website?
Yes, we do. AnimeBoysPodcast.com.
And the shows are available there as well?
Shows are all available there. We also do any kind of newsletter updates on that website as well.
Oh, cool. So what is this other person's name?
So the host of the show, his name is Mitchell Pittman. He is an old friend of mine. We met in high school as well.
Is he in L.A.?
He is out in L.A.
Okay.
Which is fun.
Do y'all do it Skype or over the phone, or how do y'all do it?
We use the Discord app, and we do a video chat. And we record the conversations and then seamlessly string the conversation.
So you record 2 separate conversations?
Mm-hmm.
And then some poor bastard has to marry him?
It's one of us is either the poor bastard.
That sounds like it fucking sucks ass.
Oh, it does suck ass, but we love doing it. It's so much fun.
Wow. That is insane.
So, about, I want to say maybe 6 years ago, my core group of best friends up and left one day. All moved to Los Angeles.
Well, this is the same motherfucker who just went on tour with We the Kings and left his whole friends. So they were like, all right, well,
They're
fuck
like,
you.
oh,
We're
fuck
moving
this
to
guy.
LA.
We hate him. No, I only left for a couple. But so they wanted me to go. They said, hey, let's go to LA. And I had just gotten a new job. And I said, I'm not in a place financially to do that. So they all left.
They're like, all right, peace.
They're like, all right, see ya, bye.
Later, sucker.
But we stayed, we've been friends for over 10 years now, and we stayed friends. And he approached me one day, because he is an avid anime watcher and avid anime fan. I love it too. I grew up with anime kind of stuff.
Now, I didn't. That is more the generation of my children, which are your age.
Mm.
So, I don't know the first fucking thing about anime.
It's kind of weird now, because back when...
Howl's Moving Castle? That's
Howl's
an anime,
Moving,
right?
yeah, that's anime. That's Studio Ghibli.
That's my daughter's favorite fucking movie.
It's a phenomenal film. Hayao Miyazaki, the creator of... Well, he's one of the Studio Ghibli producers. All hand-drawn. I saw a documentary with him, and he works... the guy's like 70-something years old, and he draws all day long.
And it's weird that his name is Hayao Miyazaki, because he's just like a red-haired white guy. Oh, no, he's not.
I was like, hold on now. I was like, did Louis C.K. make Studio Ghibli too? I was like, dang, no wonder I love those movies so much.
Howl's Moving Dick.
Jeez, I can't hate on it too much. I can't. That's a whole... I can go forever on that subject, because I remember when that happened in the comedy community, everyone was like, what do you do?
Well, what's really weird is that I had heard other smaller comics in L.A. talk about that years before it came out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Sort of like how everybody already knew about Bill Cosby, just nobody said anything.
Yeah.
It was kind of the same way with Louis. And then it was a really, really long time before
it actually
came out and became a problem.
And it's so hard to separate the action from the work. Because, for a really long time, those stand-up specials were my favorite thing in the world. I'd watch them every single day, and then you kind of go, ugh. So it's kind of a love-hate kind of thing. I had to separate the person from the work.
And sometimes that's not easy.
No.
I watched every single episode of Roseanne when it came on 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was the most excited person you ever met when I found out it was coming back.
Yeah.
And I watched every single episode until that happened. And I still had, I think, 4 or 5 left on my DVR. I just deleted it. It broke my heart.
My mother and I, that was our show.
Roseanne?
Roseanne was
It
our
was
show.
so fucking awesome.
It was the best. I'd seen every single... we would look forward to Halloween just to watch the Roseanne Halloween specials. And after all that service, I was like...
Can't do it.
So my mother passed about 2 years ago.
Oh,
and
congratulations, dude.
Thank you so much.
Mine
High
passed
five.
5 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Is that right? Yeah, 5 years
Brothers
ago.
and mothers passing. But as soon as that whole Roseanne Barr thing
I'm
happened...
sorry about your
I-
mother.
Yeah, she is better now.
Was it long and prolonged?
It was a very prolonged process. But when she passed, it was very peaceful.
Good.
Yeah.
My mother, again, this is all about me. This episode is brought to you by me.
And sponsored by you.
My mom was diagnosed with leukemia, and then 6 weeks later, she was dead.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
That's okay. She's in a way better place now.
Oh, yeah.
So,
What's cool is my mom died around all these badass celebrities. Like, after my mom, it was like David Bowie and
Oh, really?
Prince and all that. And I was just like,
my mom
what?
died the same day as that dude from Fast and the Furious.
Oh, Paul Walker.
Yeah, same day as that dude. And when it was all over the news about Paul Walker, I was like, hey, guys, what about my mom?
Hey, seriously.
Hey, y'all paying attention? Hey, Fast and Furious guys, y'all gonna get my mom's sister to double her in the new movie? She didn't have a sister, so you're lucky.
But yeah, so that was my a huge connection between me and my mother. And when all of that surfaced with her, I was like, that's just one connection I can't keep anymore.
Got you. Tell me, what is Anime Boys about?
So Anime Boys is it's like any other kind of film review show. We watch anime film, review it, go over it, and then we also we'll take a series of anime, like a full show, and do an episode to episode review.
How long
and
have y'all been
comparison.
doing this show?
We've actually been doing Anime Boys about 10 weeks now.
Gotcha.
So it's still very, very new.
How often does it come out?
Every Friday.
It comes out weekly. Awesome.
Yeah, it comes out weekly. And we've actually wrapped the first, what we like to call the first arc of the podcast. So with animes...
You're going to call it season?
Well, they don't call it seasons in animes. They call them arcs. So,
sort of like in Britain, call them series instead of seasons?
Yeah, exactly. But we're finishing up the first season of the podcast and have already brought on Funimation, which is a big dubbing studio here in the States. So when the anime comes out in Japan, they send it to either Funimation or Viz Media, and that's when the actors come in and dub the anime in English. So they jumped on the Anime Boys train almost immediately.
Really?
After episode 3, we were given the opportunity to become part of their Envoy program and promote Funimation, because it's probably, they have a lot of streaming stuff for anime, and so definitely their support behind us now too has just made the growth exponential.
That's awesome.
From the get-go.
Is there financial support from them?
There's a little bit of financial support in regards to we place ads for them on the podcast, so there's a bit of financial support.
Cool.
As far as the anime community goes, it's a big name to have behind you with anything.
That's awesome. Okay, so now, so you already told us, where can we find Mitchell?
So Mitchell, he is on Instagram, and I believe on Twitter it's @MoneyMitchell.
And also, doesn't Anime Boys have a...
Anime Boys has an Instagram. It's @AnimeBoysPod.
Does it have a Twitter too, or no?
I think we're still behind on the Twitter. We might have made Twitter. I think it's @AnimeBoysPod on Twitter as well.
Look for it, guys, @AnimePod. Again, scroll down in the show notes. All those tags will be there.
Hey guys, Steve Owens here. I'm here to tell you about the coolest subscription-based monthly curator of men's fashion, the Menlo Club. Here's how it works. When you sign up at menlohouse.com, you choose your color and style categories. Then, each month, they send several pieces of clothing specially selected for you, all for $60 per month, tax and shipping included. Items like button-ups, both long and short-sleeved, t-shirts, shorts, jeans, pants, sweaters, athleisure wear, even sunglasses and shoes. And as a special deal for my listeners, if you sign up and use promo code FSP, you'll receive 50% off your first month's package, plus a pair of 5-4 brand sneakers and socks. So sign up today at mentalhouse.com and use promo code FSP, as in Fascination Street Podcast, at checkout.
Opening music is the song Magnolia from the 2014 album In Transigence, used with permission from Douglas Miles Clark. Closing music is Apollo from the 2001 album Into the Known by the band Sapphire. Thanks for hanging out with us and getting to know a little bit about our guest. We'll see you next time on Fascination Street.